Welcome back to TheChowTimePod. It's your host, Red. I got a video today from men only. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate it. That's good at Chow. It's Chow time.
I think dating is too casual these days.
I wonder who made
Everybody
it that way.
cancels last minute and
Fellas, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're talking about a major shift that's been happening. More and more, women are finally realizing that men are no longer afraid to be single. It's a big wake-up call for those who thought that men would always be chasing relationships. We'll dive into why this change is happening and what it means for both men and women in the dating world today. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments.
Dating in New York City sucks, and I promised myself this year that I was going to go on more dates, and I have no one else to talk to about it, so it's you guys. Okay, question. I'm on Bumble and Hinge and all that stuff. Why do men shorten your name? If I wanted to be called Peg, I would put my name as Peg. And now you're making me feel like I'm the bitch by...
It's like, do women not like men giving them pet names? It's like, isn't that what that kind of is?
saying, hey, no, my name is Peggy. Why? I could probably go on one hand how many people I allow to call me Peg. I don't like it. If I wanted to be called Peg, I would put Peg on my profile. My name is Peggy. Actually, my real name is Banayota, and I would so much more prefer that. Could you imagine if I put Banayota, what they would do? Am I wrong? Am I too anal? Actually, I'm not wrong, because it is how I feel, and to be honest, how I feel is right.
So Peggy is a name you chose, and you don't like Peg. Okay, I think you chose the wrong name.
It's my feelings. But why do men feel like it's okay to shorten your name right away? And
Because we
I
like to
feel
shorten
bad 'cause
everything.
I feel like I look like bitch. I don't know. I have nothing else to do. I'm bored. So let me know your thoughts. Bye.
She's entitled, constantly looking for a fight, and believes everything is about her. These women have zero accountability, and worse, they're often impossible to please. Now, don't get me wrong. Not all women are like this.
No.
But there's a growing number of women out there who think they can treat men like absolute garbage and still demand respect and admiration in return.
That
It's
they do.
exhausting, and frankly, it's toxic. Here's the thing. Men, don't waste your time on these women. They're ungrateful, combative, and frankly, don't know how to appreciate a good man when they have one.
They
If
don't.
you find yourself constantly battling to get even a shred of respect from someone who should be your partner, that's a red flag. When you're with a woman who constantly picks fights, refuses to communicate like an adult, and always thinks she's the victim, it's a recipe for disaster. The modern narcissist will gaslight you, manipulate you, and make everything about her. And the worst part? She'll make you feel like you're the problem, even when you're bending over backward to make her happy.
Gaslighting is
This
powerful
isn't about
with women.
men being weak or not understanding women. This is about basic human decency. If you're dealing with someone who has zero interest in emotional maturity, mutual respect, or even common courtesy, it's time to walk away. Don't become one of those simpansies. You know, the men who cling to these toxic women because they don't think they have other options. There are plenty of good women out there who respect men and want to build something real. Don't get stuck in a cycle with someone who's only going to make your life harder.
I think dating is too casual these days. Everybody cancels last minute and it's starting to really wear on me. Like, I was supposed to have coffee with somebody this morning and they messaged me an hour before we were supposed to get together and said that they slept poorly and weren't feeling well and could we reschedule for later in the day. I'm busy later. I have plans. I am a schedule-oriented person. So no, we can cancel. And unfortunately, because that was your first impression now with me, we're not ever going to meet up again. So I don't, like, tell me if I'm inflexible or if I'm the crazy one here, but if you agree to do something with somebody, you do it. And I'm not...
We can say the exact same thing to women. You know, show up at 7 o'clock or be ready by the time I get to your house at 7 o'clock. We say this all the time. Does it ever really happen? No. Women hardly ever respect men's time or men's effort to set times and be on time to things. So what are you talking about? This is more of a women issue than an actual men issue. And if men are just canceling dates on you, it's probably because You're doing something wrong.
Not a monster. I understand. Sometimes you don't feel well. But there have been plenty of times I set up a date with somebody and I'm excited that day. And then the day of the date rolls around and I'm like, man, I really do not feel like going. Like, I am not in the right headspace. I don't want to do this. You go anyway because you made
I can
a
agree with
commitment.
this.
You don't have to stay long. You can tell that person, you can communicate, look, I'm not at my best today. But sometimes you have to do things that you don't want to do because you made plans.
Again, you should be telling women this thought process. I think women are losing this thought process right here of actually following through your plans.
And I feel like that concept is lost on a lot of people these days. Am I wrong? Let me know if I'm crazy.
She's frustrated with dating, claiming that everyone's too casual these days, constantly canceling plans at the last minute.
But women made
here's
it
the
casual
thing.
like this.
This is all on her. She's choosing to engage with people who aren't serious about relationships, and that's why she keeps running into the same problems. If you're allowing Chads to waste your time with empty plans and no real commitment, that's your choice. You're accepting it. When you know a guy isn't putting in effort, when you know his priorities aren't aligned with yours, yet you continue to let him into your life, that's on you. It's easy to blame the other person when things go wrong, but she needs to look at the bigger picture. Why are you settling for a guy who treats your time as disposable? Why keep chasing after someone who's not meeting your standards, but you expect things to change without doing anything differently? That's the real question. If dating is wearing you down, maybe it's time to reflect on the types of men you're choosing to pursue in the first place. You keep getting frustrated with the same kind of behavior. Last-minute cancellations, lack of effort, but you keep giving these guys
It definitely sounds like she's chasing after chaperones.
the opportunity to disappoint you. You're creating this cycle. It's not about dating's casual these days or people are too flaky. It's about her consistently making choices that lead to the same outcome. She's allowing these men to treat her like an afterthought because she's not valuing herself enough to demand better. So, the next time she's upset about a cancellation or someone not showing up, maybe it's time to ask herself, why do I keep accepting this? Why am I choosing men who don't value my time or my effort? She's the one letting these situations happen, and if she wants change, she has to be the one to make it happen. No one else is to blame for this but her.
Okay, I have a question for the girls and I need genuine answer. Like, please be honest with me. Okay, so let's say you have two guys. This guy is like a 10 out of 10. It's perfect. He's literally, mind you, 10 out of 10. However, he is your height. I don't care what height you are, he's your height. Yeah, so there's that. Then number two, there's this guy.
10 out of 10. Perfect guy. But he's your height. Now she has a problem.
Who's maybe like a 7.5 out of 10. The missing 2.5 is like either he's not your like physical type in terms of like his face, just his face, and maybe his body. He doesn't have a good fashion sense, or maybe he's lacking a little personality from that 2.5, or his manner. But he's tall. He's tall. He's like the ideal
Who's
type of tall,
superficial now?
obviously.
Men or women?
Like not too tall. Okay, out of those two guys, which one would you choose? Because for me, I think I would choose the tall guy. Of course, only if he's willing to work through that 2.5 missing point. If it's personality shit, oh no, I'm not choosing. The point being, I think I would choose a tall guy, and I think it now makes sense why all girls are just going for tall guys. But also, like,
Why does it make sense? What does it make sense in your head that women are just choosing tall guys? You gave no reasoning why you chose this guy other than he's tall.
to be on the taller side, so it makes sense for me.
Let's be real for a minute. Women have this obsession with height,
They do.
and it's honestly getting out
But then again, men have obsessions with booty and chesticles too.
of
So.
hand. Some women will literally write off a guy based on a couple of inches, but when you dig deeper, you realize that height doesn't even compare to how a man treats you or how well you get along. And that's where the problem
It doesn't even like almost portray how well he's going to protect you either. Just because a man's not tall and big doesn't mean he's not going to protect you with his life.
lies. Let's break this down. Women are out here chasing this superficial idea that a taller man somehow equals a better man. Sure, there's the attraction factor, But when the dust settles, it's not the height that's going to sustain a relationship. It's the personality, respect, compatibility, and how he treats you in the long run. And these are the qualities many women overlook in favor of something as trivial as height. Now, the funny thing is, many women will claim they want a genuine connection, but then completely ignore the deeper qualities in a man that actually matter. They'll go for the tall guy who's charming but maybe not that invested, or the guy who doesn't treat them the way they deserve, all because they get fixated on height. But here's the kicker. What good is height if the guy doesn't respect you? What's the point if you're not emotionally compatible? Height doesn't make you happy. It doesn't mean he's going to be loyal, thoughtful, or make you feel valued. Yet women chase it like it's some kind of golden...
And again, it doesn't even guarantee that that man's going to protect you well either just because he's bigger.
...ticket, while missing out on real, meaningful connections with men who might not fit the tall, dark, and handsome mold, but who actually treat them right. Let's talk about the real issue here. This obsession with height isn't just superficial. It's a reflection of how women are setting their standards in the wrong places. The moment they place height over personality, character, and how they're treated, they're basically admitting that they care more about appearances than the quality of the relationship. That's a recipe for disappointment. And here's where it gets really frustrating. Men who aren't tall but are fantastic partners often get overlooked for the wrong reasons.
I mean, she literally we were 10s, perfects, but we're their height. We got passed up.
Women are literally choosing a man based on physical attributes instead of the traits that actually lead to long-term happiness. It's no surprise then when they complain about not finding the right guy, even though they've been passing up perfectly good ones for the wrong reasons. The reality is, height might catch your eye, but it's the way a man treats you and how well you both click that will keep you together.
Yep.
Tall or not, a good man will show you love, respect, and care that will actually make you feel valued.
You know, you got so many people nowadays who are choosing just to be single. You know, they choosing to be single, man. It's just like it'd be too much drama, you know, trying to date somebody, trying to find out if somebody is a psychopath, trying to find out somebody's history, trying to find out if somebody really going to church because they love God or if they're going to church faking. It's just too much that has to go on now in the dating scene. You never know who somebody really is, man.
True.
How many times they done been to prison, how many times they done been married.
Twice
if
for
their
me.
credit is all jacked up, if they gonna try to use
Hey, I have good credit though.
you, if they're an abuser. I mean, it's too much to have to worry about. If you got somebody in your life and you comfortable with that person and you can trust that person and that person is loyal to you and you loyal to that person, don't step back out away from that person and get back out here into the dating scene, because ain't nothing out here. Ain't nothing out here if you got something that's good at home.
True.
There is nothing out here. Let me say it again. If you got somebody that's good at home, that person might have a few things wrong with them. Who of us don't have something wrong with us?
Always.
You know, we judge
all
people
got
for the
something.
smallest things, and we say, I want to divorce this person. I want to divorce that person because of this, because of that. Don't you know how hard it is to find somebody who truly love you nowadays? How hard it is to find somebody who's truly genuine, who's not out just for themselves like most people are these days. If you got somebody, man, that you love and they love you, whatever little problems you got, y'all should be able to work it out if y'all love each other. If you about to break up with somebody over something stupid, if you about to leave somebody over something stupid, if you think you found somebody better because they're better looking, because they're saying nicer things to you right now, that's only the beginning. If you have somebody that's good in your life, you stick with that person, man, in this day and age, because finding somebody that's loyal, finding somebody that's faithful, finding somebody that won't betray you is a hard thing to come across in these days. I'm telling you, stick with the person that you with. Don't try to...
I don't fully agree with this statement, but I agree majority of it, because most people do break up over like the littlest of things, but doesn't mean you should be in a miserable relationship.
Don't let that brother at your job talk you out of your marriage. Don't let that sister, man, that's wearing that short skirt talk you out of your marriage. because you want to hit that one time, or you want this dude to hit you one time. That one time, man, will turn into something else in your marriage and your whole relationship, and your whole life will be turned upside down for a moment. Think about that.
We're living in an era where marriage is no longer the dream it used to be. And
It's not.
honestly, it's hard to blame.
It's not the American dream. It's the white picket fence with the family and kids. I believe that was the American dream. Now, it's just money.
Men for opting out. When you look around, it's clear that marriage, for many, has become more of a trap than a partnership. The truth is, staying single and protecting your peace is the best decision for a lot of men today.
True.
Let's break it down. Men used to get married for the promise of stability, companionship, and family. But what do we see now? Women who say one thing and do another, claiming they want a partner but then pushing men into situations where they feel like their rights, finances, and freedoms are at risk. Women are the ones who've shifted the goalposts. They've raised their standards, demanded more without giving more, and have made it clear that marriage isn't about mutual support,
Nope.
but about what they can get out of it. Whether it's financial security or the validation of having a man with them for status, many women have turned marriage into a game of convenience, where men are the ones giving everything and getting very little in return. What do you get when you walk down the aisle these days? More pressure, more
A lot of money spent.
expectations, and more risk. It's not just about love anymore. Women are picking and choosing when they want to be supportive, when they want to be caring, and when they're just not in the mood. And when the marriage starts to crumble, who files for divorce 80% of the time? Women. They take half of everything, and many times, men are left with nothing but regret. This isn't the type of partnership men signed up for. Men are finally waking up to this reality.
And
Why get
walking
married
away.
when women expect you to be their provider, therapist, and emotional support system without actually offering the same back? And on top of that, when things go south, you're the one holding the bag, financially and emotionally. It's not worth it. So yes, staying single and protecting your peace is looking better than ever. You don't have to deal with someone who demands perfection from you while offering nothing in return. You don't have to worry about someone who thinks your feelings don't matter, or someone who only sees you as a stepping stone for their own success or status. For men today, marriage is becoming less about love and more about risk. Why tie yourself down when you could be building your life, chasing your goals, and enjoying your freedom without the constant pressure to meet unrealistic expectations? Stay single. Protect your peace. There's no need to settle in a world where commitment no longer means what it used to. Don't let society or anyone pressure you into a system that doesn't serve you. You've got better things to do than fix someone else's broken dreams.
I am single and have literally been single my entire life. And I try to give the dating apps a chance because how else am I supposed to meet a man? Like, they're not going to show up at my door. But every time I go back to the apps, the people that are recommended to me or that like me, I would literally run from if I saw them on the street. So if
They're your looks equivalent, lady. You seem to think that you're beyond reproach, that you're so gorgeous, that you're such a 10, that gorgeous men should be matching up with you, but the men that are matching up with you are the men that you look like.
if this is the pool that I have to choose from, I'd rather just die single. I'd be happier.
She says she's been single her entire life, but nothing humbles her more than checking her dating apps. Well, maybe that's the problem. You've been single your whole life, yet still expect dating apps to deliver Prince Charming to your doorstep? If that's not the definition of entitlement, I don't know what is. Here's the reality. Dating apps don't humble women. They inflate egos. Why? Because even the most average woman can hop on an app and get flooded with likes, attention, and validation. But here's the catch. None of it actually means anything.
Nope.
Those 100 plus likes? 90% of them are from men she wouldn't even look at twice. The guys she's
Probably
actually interested in,
95%.
they're either ghosting, playing the field, or only looking for something casual. So now she's stuck in a cycle. She gets on the app, sees all the attention, feels like a celebrity for 5 minutes, then realizes none of these men actually want her for anything serious. And that's the humbling part. But let's be real. It's not humbling if you refuse to change. If your dating history is just one long losing streak, maybe it's time to stop blaming men and start rethinking your own choices.
A guy that wants you to pursue him is predatory in nature. And the reason that I say that
What?
is because when you are...
Wouldn't it be predatory if we were pursuing people and pursuing women? Isn't that more of a predatory act than just for women to treat us nicely? Like, what the hell are you talking
the
about?
pursuer as the woman, it relinquishes all accountability from the man. Literally all accountability. Because if anything were to go bad, anything were to go sour, all he has to do is be like, well, she pursued me.
Isn't that what you guys do to us?
Well, she wanted me. Well, if a man is not pursuing you, run in the opposite direction. I cannot say that loud enough. Don't make excuses.
It's like they never even listen to themselves talk, right? And again, you just reverse the roles real quick by what exactly she said. It would be a problem.
Don't make justifications. If he is not pursuing you, there is a reason for it. Men are biologically hardwired to pursue. So if he's not fulfilling his role as a man, biologically speaking...
Women are biologically wired to have kids and be a little bit more submissive to men. You guys aren't doing that either.
Doesn't that mean something's off up there?
Yes, we agree. Something is definitely off up there for women.
And run in the opposite direction. Don't make justifications for it. Don't. And if he is also only seeking relationships that are sexually gratifying, he says he doesn't want anything serious. He says he doesn't want, he's not...
Again, more projection of I only chase Chad Rones that literally have the option of the world in their fingertips. That's why they treat me this way.
He's not ready. He's not a predator. Predatory in nature. The reason... Because what healthy man doesn't want to settle down with a beautiful, smart, kind, affectionate, attractive woman?
What makes you think you qualify for those affirmations you just said about women right there?
You're telling me that you have the option to be with somebody who is kind and loving and successful, who has her shit together, who is beautiful.
Who we talking about? We ain't talking about you, right?
Inside and out. And you just want to hook up?
Yeah.
Something's not right. Run in the opposite direction. Run. The reason they are resorting to hookups is because they know that they cannot fulfill being in a happy or healthy relationship. They know deep down that they're not worthy of deserving you or something healthy. And so what they've resorted to are casual hookups.
The projection is crazy from this woman.
So if a man is not pursuing you, if he only claims he doesn't want anything serious, run in the opposite direction because something's wrong there. And that is very predatory behavior. So do yourself a favor, just leave. Just leave. Don't make excuses. Just leave.
So, let me get this straight. A guy wanting a woman to pursue him is predatory, but women expecting men to chase, pay, and put in all the effort is just normal? Yeah. This is exactly the kind of mental gymnastics that keeps modern dating so dysfunctional. If a woman is the one making the effort, suddenly the man is a manipulative predator who's dodging responsibility? Right. How does that even make sense?
It doesn't.
Let's flip this around. When men pursue women, who holds the power? The woman. She gets to decide whether to accept or reject him. But the moment the roles reverse, suddenly it's a trap? Nah, that's just shifting blame. The real issue here? Women don't like being in a position where they might face rejection. They want men to do all the chasing, all the proving, all the commitment. But if the guy doesn't reciprocate, it's his fault. He's playing games. He's being predatory. No accountability.
Right? Right when he said it right there, that when women don't reciprocate. Yeah, when women don't reciprocate from our end, why isn't that seen the same way?
No self-reflection. Just another way to avoid admitting that maybe, just maybe, the problem isn't men. It's the entitled mindset that says relationships should be effortless for women but require endless effort from men.
Yep.
So settling doesn't even make sense when you have looks, money, you're athletic, like all the things at your fingertips. Like settling really doesn't make sense because I could just be single and have sex with whoever I want and live the same level.
It's not only it's dick envy. They just want to be like the high-end echelon bachelors that get to do these things.
Of an incredible life.
She just made the point for me, but basically her video was about like women are making more money than men now apparently, and she's saying like that's like the problem in dating. She's basically saying, oh, why would I settle down when I have looks, money, the lifestyle I want? I can just go around sleeping around with people and just like, you know, go on about my life. And it's funny to me because other women act like it's rocket science as to why a guy doesn't want to settle down. Like, oh, like why? Why doesn't he want to be in a relationship? I don't get it. As the woman in that video outlines, okay, like a man dating a woman oftentimes is the equivalent of like a woman dating a broke man. Like how she's feeling about dating men that make much less than her, that's how a lot of men feel about dating in general. Like she's thinking, she's like, like, you know, how's this relationship serve me? Like what could these men give me? And it's like, that's literally how a lot of men feel. That's why I'll tell men every time, do not put yourself in that situation, okay? Do not date a broke woman, okay? Because you will be mad the entire time, I promise you. Mind you, the thing is, when you're dating, oftentimes, you're unsure. Obviously, people say dating costs a lot, and here's the thing, dating could be completely free, okay? But people like to pretend that it costs a lot, and then like people just go along with it. You do not want to be in a situation where you are the person with more money when you are not 100% sure about that situation, because you will be mad the entire time, I promise you.
All right, so let's break this down. She thinks settling doesn't make sense because she has looks, money, and athleticism. In her mind, she's got everything at her fingertips. So why commit when she can just stay single and sleep with whoever she wants?
But then all of a sudden, men that exercise this exact same right and ability are some kind of deadbeats or creeps because they've been lonely and single their whole time.
This is the kind of modern delusion that keeps women single well into their 30s and 40s, only for them to wake up one day wondering why no one is taking them seriously anymore. See, what she's really saying is that she views relationships as a downgrade. To her, commitment equals settling. But settling for what, exactly? A man who actually values her for more than just her body? A man who provides stability and builds a future? Sounds like she's got it all figured out. Or does she? Because here's the problem. What happens when the looks fade? When the attention dries up? When the men she once had at her fingertips move on to younger, more relationship-minded women? What's left? She doesn't realize that what she calls freedom is really just avoidance. Avoidance of accountability. Avoidance of emotional investment. Avoidance of having to bring anything to the table besides looks and a good time. She's living in the moment, but the moment doesn't last forever. And when it's gone, the only thing left will be regret. Because men don't chase women just because they once looked good or had options. They pursue women who know how to build something real, not just chase temporary pleasure. So yeah, she can keep convincing herself that commitment is a prison, that settling is beneath her. But one day, when she's sitting alone wondering why no one takes her seriously anymore, she'll realize too late that the only person she truly settled for was herself.
Every single man that I know will always tell me that a cute girl is way more attractive than like a super hot, like Victoria's Secret model type girl. Literally heard every single one of my guy friends talk about this before, and it stuns me. And then I just saw a dude make a video like this, and I had to weigh in. And like, I don't know what it is. Like, girls, tell me if I'm wrong or not, but when a dude calls me cute, I'm almost like, I'm sorry, what? Cute? Me? No, you got the wrong girl. But actually, it's apparently way better to be cute than it is to be super hot. 95% of men, if you put a cute girl, super cute girl next to a super hot girl, you put them side by side, 95% of men are gonna pick the cutie.
This is absolutely true. Because cute equals nice, genuine, and down to earth. Whereas hot can include bad attitude and arrogance.
Actually, majority of the time, hot equals those two things.
So yeah, for guys, when they're calling somebody cute, it's because of their personality combined with their outward appearance, whereas hot can just mean outward appearance.
Let's be real. A super hot girl will steal our attention for a minute, but a super cute girl will steal our hearts for a lifetime. And this is exactly why so many women don't understand why they're struggling in the dating market. See, hot is flashy, temporary, and competitive. Cute is warm, reliable, and lasting. Hot is a status symbol. Cute is wife material. Hot is for the weekend. Cute is for the long haul. And here's the real problem. Women have convinced themselves that being hot is the goal. That being the baddest, most sought-after woman in the room is what makes them desirable. But they never stop to ask, desirable for what? Because, let's be honest, men don't compete over hot women for relationships. They compete for a night, maybe a few weeks, and then they move on. But when it comes to commitment, men don't want competition. They want peace. They want loyalty. They want a woman they can trust, not one they constantly have to keep an eye on. So while these women are busy chasing the hot girl lifestyle, expecting to be treated like a princess, the cute, feminine, and easygoing woman is the one getting wifed up. And the irony? Most women don't realize this until it's too late. They spend their 20s prioritizing attention, thinking they have unlimited options. They pick men who only want them for their looks. And then, when those men don't stick around, they blame all men instead of taking accountability for the choices they made. By the time they realize that men actually prefer the cute, loyal, and feminine woman over the hot, high-maintenance, drama-filled one, their best years are gone, and the men they really want are building families with women who never played that game to begin with.
Where are all the good men gone? That's exactly what all of these women always seem to ask when they hit 35, 40, because prior we see their TikToks. I don't need no man. I live a better life without a man. What does a man provide for me in my life? And then don't bitch and moan about it later. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that.